All right, question number 3. The third question. This happens to be an essay question. Once again, I just want to point out that this question is worth 10 points, whereas some of the other questions are worth 1 point or 3 points. So, yeah, just a heads up. Let's see. We got a prompt at the top of question 3. How does scaring Ophelia help Hamlet avenge his father's death? We're given a rich text editor where we can bold and underline and italicize and indent and bullet and number. Pretty standard rich text editor. And then we've got this field where we enter the essay question, or the copy of the essay question. I'm not going to have you sit through me writing an essay, so I will just copy and paste one. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the fourth question. This is a true or false question. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Read the statement. Rosencrantz is Hamlet's childhood friend, and then select whether that's true or false using the radio buttons. Boom, that's true. All right, fifth question. Here's our first multiple choice question that we've encountered on this quiz. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. The question reads, who is the king of Norway in the play Hamlet? And then we just pick the best answer. Say it's Fortinbras. All right, question 6, another multiple choice question, pretty straightforward. Who is Ophelia's brother? We'll say it's Laertes. Cool. And then question 7, another short answer question. Here's our second short answer question. Remember, if it's a proper noun, probably a good idea to capitalize it because your teacher may take off credit if you don't. So, who is the first character to die in Act 5? Gertrude. All right, so when you've completed each of the questions on the quiz, scroll to the bottom of the page. So we have completed all the questions. We've marked them all, and we've entered our short answers. We've matched our matchings. So once you've entered them all, scroll to the bottom of the page and select Next. All right, you're directed to a summary of your quiz attempt. Now, your quiz has not been submitted or graded yet. This page simply allows you to verify that you have answered all the questions on the quiz, and it gives you one more chance to return to any question on the quiz to check your answer. So we've got the questions 1 through 7, and then the status of our answer. All of our answers have been saved. If you want to navigate back to a question, do not use your browser navigation. Rather, just click on the number that you would like to return to. Browser navigation sometimes has a tendency to erase your answers, and so it's not always a good idea to use that, especially if you're writing an essay. So the best way to navigate to questions is using the numbers here. Also, just want to point out that time is still ticking. Even though we are on this page, time is still ticking. We haven't yet submitted the questions, and so that clock will still count down. Okay, so once we've verified that we've answered all the questions and we're satisfied with our answers, we select Submit All and Finish to complete the attempt. So select Submit All and Finish. All right, another dialog box comes up confirming that we actually want to submit and finish. We do, so select the Submit and Finish button. All right, immediately we're directed back to the quiz, and only this time it's graded, and so our screen's going to look like this. I want to direct your attention back to the quiz navigation box in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. This is similar to the navigation box we first looked at when we started the quiz. This time, however, the smaller boxes within this navigation box are filled with one of 4 colors. And these colors indicate how well you did on the respective questions. So if these are all colored green, or if a box is colored green, it means that you have received full marks for the question. It means that you've answered it correctly. Now, these boxes may be yellow. If you have yellow boxes in the quiz navigation panel up here, it means that you received partial marks for a question. You didn't receive full marks, but partial. And then you probably guessed it. If these boxes are red, it means that you've received no marks for the question and you answered it incorrectly. So those are sort of the three main colors that indicate how well you do. I also want to point out this fourth color. You'll see that this box number 3, is white. This means that the question still needs to be graded by your teacher. So all of these 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7 have been graded already. 3, since it was the essay question, has not yet been graded. So that's what the quiz navigation panel means in the upper left-hand corner. Just want to point that out to you. Furthermore, at the top of the screen, we see some information regarding your quiz attempt. This is all pretty straightforward. When you started it, when you completed it, how long it took you to complete the quiz. But I want to point out this fourth field. It says grade. Your quiz is not yet graded. Typically, this field will show the grade that you received on the quiz. It'll show the grade as a fraction and as a percentage. Our field, however, reads not yet graded. The reason for this is because of the essay question. That essay question has to be manually graded by your instructor. Once the essay is graded, you will be able to check back on your results and see how well you did on the quiz. And that's when you will see a fraction and a percentage in this field at the top of the quiz. All right, you can now review your attempt. You can see which questions you answered correctly and which questions you answered incorrectly. All the correct answers will appear under the respective question in a yellow field. So this whole blue box right here, that's the question, and then this yellow box is the correct answer to the question. These green check marks right here, and there's a green check mark down here. These indicate that you've answered the questions. These indicate that you've answered the questions correctly. So you can sort of just scroll through your quiz and look for green check marks. Now these fields, like this green check mark, these would be red X's if you answered the question incorrectly. So green check means you got it right, and a red X means that you have got it wrong. So we can kind of just scroll through our quiz. It looks like we did pretty well. Awesome. So when you finished reviewing your work, scroll to the bottom of the page and select Finish Review. It's in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This will finish your review. You're directed to a summary of your attempt. The page looks like this. If your teacher has given you multiple attempts, you will be able to reattempt the quiz from this page. So you could click on Reattempt Quiz and take it again. You've got 2 attempts. We know this because it says it at the top of this page. So we're not going to reattempt the quiz. I want to navigate back to the course screen. So to navigate back to the course page, select the course's short name in the navigation panel. It's right here on the left-hand side. Select it, and you will be directed to your weekly outline, and this is where we started. So congratulations, you just completed your first quiz in Moodle.